All right, hello, hey there, ho there. What the hell is happening? Nothing much. Nothing much. Look, you're not in front of my stove. I don't have a haul, and there's something on my phone. I don't have a haul. We are going to be doing a recipe, y'all. And it's not out of a cookbook. It's just off the top of my head. Don't know what it is. I see things in my fridge and I say to myself, I think I can do that. Yes. So we have a lovely little blue bowl. And we have right here is 2 packages of stuffing that I bought from Wally World, otherwise known as Walmart, for those of you who get confused about things that I might say. And yes, I do understand that I do start a sentence and then also my mind jumps and goes to something else, but hey, that is what you get when you watch me. And so here we go. We are going, and I will explain things as I go. I will pause a couple of times here and there. Right now, we're going to grab the scissors, the handy dandy little scissors. And this is chicken flavored, by the way, so it's no big deal. And we're going to do both packages. And I got a nice little garbage can. Excuse me, somebody's calling and don't know who you are, so I don't answer. I got a nice little garbage can right here by my side. So, and like I said, we're going to use 2. We're going to turn this into a casserole. It goes in your oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. And even though there's already parsley in there, I add my own. And then it comes with the seasoning. So this is what you're going to get with the 2 packages of stuffing. And trust me, for my family, it's a stink. For my family of 2 men, it's enough. Trust on that. Alright, to that, and the noise you hear is my fan, because what I learned is when you cut an onion and you get all the teary-eyed and stuff, this and the fan kind of keep it from getting into your eyeballs, and trust me, it works as soon as I find my knife. We're going to put in this recipe, as I was getting it out of the fridge, I was thinking about it. We're going to do an onion. We're going to do a small zucchini. I have the other zucchini for a different recipe. We're going to do 1 to 2, maybe probably 2 carrots, depending on the size, in there. We're going to do a can of no salt added diced tomatoes. We're going to do a can of those. We're going to do some, but not all, of these fresh mushrooms. We're going to do 1 or 2, maybe just 1, because my husband does not like celery. Stalk of celery. And we're going to add some more onion flavor by adding onion powder. Then we're going to add some more parsley, even though there's some in the stuffing. We're going to add some more to it. And of course, my garlic. So, here we go. Oh, and the meat that's going in, for you people who are not in the South, I will explain to you this in this bag. You can buy them at Walmart here in the South. It's called boudin. And boudin is a whole bunch of different meats This one is pork with rice and all different kinds of spices, and it does have a little bit of seasoning to it. It does have a little bit of spice to it. So we're going to cut this up. I took it out of my freezer earlier this morning to stick it in my fridge because typically you don't really want to freeze the boudin because it does fall apart. No, so here in the South, it is I can't say it's a staple, but it is something that Southerners here in the South do eat on occasion. You can boil them. I will break them up and put them in more rice. I make them into like a rice dish, or sometimes I just do the boudin with just the stuffing and then stuff it into my bird for Thanksgiving. You know, boudin with the vegetables that I have here, and then stuff it into my bird. But this time we're just going to do it as is. We're not going to stuff it into a bird. We're not going to add chicken to it. We're not going to do anything to it. We're just going to put it as is we're going to cut it into nice little chunks. It will fall apart on its own as I stir it, you know. And then we're going to eat it just as a casserole, not as stuffing it into a chicken or a turkey or whatever, because we're going to use the juice and stuff, and we're going to fill the can up with some water, because the chicken broth that I have off to the side is for some other recipes that I'm going to do later on during the week. So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to cut up my onion. And I'm going to tell you, with the fan going and everything, it doesn't bother me. You know? We're going to get this onion cut up and add it to the dry stuffing mix, and we will be back. Okay, now we got the onion in there, and whew, smells like some onion to me. Now we're going to get some carrot, because we're going to peel some carrot. And that reminds me, I have a friend that, his name is Carrie, and I haven't seen him in like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. And I used to call him Carrot every time I would call him on the phone or something. We dated for like a short period, but I kind of put a kibosh. No, not for me, dude. He was a little too nerdy for me. Okay, so we're going to peel up this carrot. Well, he moved down to Florida. When his dad passed away, he moved to help out his mom, and then he took off. So I haven't heard, or his mom hasn't heard anything from him in quite a while. Now, some people don't peel their carrots, and they just do it all natural and just put it in their food with the skin. But to me, I think you can sort of taste the difference. I don't know. I have never had organic carrots. And like I said, they were on sale, and they were a little cheaper than regular carrots. So, and probably much better for me, I'm assuming, you know. Yeah, he was just a little nerdy for me, so it was just not my thing. I think I gotta sharpen my knife here just a little bit. But I'm just going to do up some rounds of my carrot. And just don't want to lose them on the floor. And why am I using such a small board? Because I didn't feel like getting the big one. I do have a couple of big ones. I have one that is shaped like a pig, and then one that you can literally fold in half. And I do have a carrot slicer. I just didn't feel like digging it all out. I mean, not that I gotta dig it out. I just didn't feel like doing it. So I didn't. So we're going to have some carrot rounds. And I think I will do 2 carrots. And we'll get this other one peeled up and put into the bowl so we can mix it all up with all the seasonings and all the good gobbledygook that's going to come next. Be back. Okay, so now we have the stuffing, the onions, and 2 carrots. I think 2 carrots are enough. Because with all the other stuff that I'm putting in it, it'll be fine. Just fine. Now we're going to pull off some celery. And I think we want at least, well, I like the center part because it's full of vitamins. And we will do 2 stalks of celery. So if there's any recipes that anybody can share that it's throw in crock pot, or, you know, like I'm thinking about doing like a white chili one of these days. I just have to get some navy beans because I don't have any. Here's some leaves from the celery. And some people will say, well, that's all the flavoring you need. Well, that may be true, but this is not the greatest knife for this, but oh well, it is what it is. Now we're going to slice up some celery here and put that in with our onions and carrots and stuffing. And I think personally the stuffing has enough sodium that I really don't need to add a whole lot. So I'm only going to add just a little bit of sea salt. Just a little bit. Okay, we got some celery going there. I think I might just do 1 instead of 2 stalks of celery. Who the hell knows? I mean, we're winging it, right? But like I said, my husband is not that keen on celery. And ever since he had his little incident, well, even before his little incident, he never really liked celery. My doctors tell me it is good for you. So, in town here, I think I'm only going to do 1. We'll pass on the rest. In town here, we have a place that makes fried pies. And I've always wanted to try them. And so this morning I wake up, my roommate went and stopped and he picked up a couple of fried pies, one for each of us. I tell you what, it was I had half of a, now we're going to do the mushrooms. It was half of a strawberry cheesecake pie. Holy cat's pajamas. That thing was sweet. I checked for any dirt. Use my little towel here. And then what I do sometimes is I'll take a fork and I'll stick it in the middle. And then I just cut right down. And then here's your slices, but I don't think I'm going to leave them as slices. I think I'm going to slice. I just wanted to show you, even though you can't really see it. Let's see if I can bring you down a little. There you go. Now you can see it. I don't really need to see my mug anyway. So we are slicing up. I have a small little stand that you guys are on. Little tripod that is made just for your phone. I don't have a camera yet, so I can't really do it. And as you can tell, it's just regular rough choppy. Throw that in. Sometimes I don't even use the fork. I do have another thing that I use on occasion. Nice little slicing thing. Then I just rough chop the mushrooms. I love using fresh vegetables and whatever because it does make your meal just have that like wow factor, you know what I mean, burn. Oh, never mind, not a commercial. You remember those commercials? Burn. Oh, Lord have mercy. What a goofy gal I am, I tell you. I'm thinking about changing my name on YouTube here. Not sure. I might. A piece of mushroom just decided to jump ship. My husband, and I know I said this before, says, well, you talk to yourself half the time when you're cooking, so you might as well continue to. Okay, that's 3 mushrooms. Let's check and see. We need more mushrooms. I love the taste of them, and I check for dirt. You're never to wash them. Just take a damp rag or something and just kind of wipe them, but don't wash them because it'll make them a little tough. I want to keep some of these for another recipe. Like I said, I love fresh. Okay, I think we will do, that should be plenty. We'll do one more. And then we will cut up some zucchini. And then the boudin. And the boudin does have a casing on it, of course. Just rough chop. It doesn't matter if they're all the same or not. It's all going to get eaten. Alright, so we have the onions, we have some celery, we have, of course, the stuffing, and then we have the mushrooms, and underneath all that, we have the carrots. So now we're going to add small little zucchini that came in a 3-pack from my local grocery store. Yes. And it's good that I'm gonna use it up, because if I would have waited any longer, it would go bad, and we don't want that, do we, girls? You go and you, well, this was only $1.75 for 3 things of zucchini, so it's not like I'm going to be wasting too much, but still, it is money, and these days, you don't want to waste. You just don't want to do that, do you? No. Get all that cut up and shoved into the casserole, just like that. Ooh, one jump chip. See, look at that. Don't eat me, no! Sorry. I just imagined that that's what it's saying when it falls. And I know there's going to be a comment to somebody, you're not going to peel it. Nope. I'm just going to leave it as is, honestly, and just cut it away. And why are you sitting down? Because I have a bad back, and it's just my preference. Alright, so zucchini, onions, mushrooms, carrots. We're going to open up the can of tomatoes. And pour that in. And now we're going to slice up the boudin. And I have 7 sausage. They look like this, if we can see it. They look, and inside, let me see if I can get the casing off of it. Aha, see, when they're slightly frozen, the casing will come off easier. Inside all that, this is what it looks like without the casing. And then it's just regular meat in there. And inside there's rice, there's all different kinds of seasonings, and it will crumble. It's not gonna stay the way. It's just rice and seasonings and whatever meat. And see, it does crumble because it's been in the freezer. And once it gets to room temperature, it starts to thaw. So, once you take the casings off, you don't have to take the casings off, but I suggest it. Especially if you're going to do like a casserole with it or mix it in with something else. So let me cut all these up and I'll get back to you. Okay, now we have all of the boudin cut up, and see how it got all crumbly? It does that even if it's out of the freezer. it'll just crumble up. And if I bring the bowl a little closer, you might be able to see a little bit of rice in the boudin. Oh, well, you can't see it there. But there's rice in it and parsley, and this is made with pork, and I don't know exactly what kind of pork, and there are spices in it, like somewhat hot spices in it. Alright, to this we're going to add just a very little bit amount of salt, just little tiny bit, because I think that the sausage and the seasoning inside the stuffing is going to be plenty of seasoning in there as far as salt goes. Now, we are big on pepper and garlic and stuff, so some pepper. Even though it has some spice in there, it's going to get a little lost in with the stuffing and everything else, because, you know, you got the tomatoes, you got the onions, all kinds of gobbledygook in there. So we got some pepper. We're going to get some water. And I'm going to put some more onion flavor in there, and we're going to put some onion powder. And I'm going to put some more parsley in there. Oh, that's the wrong side. Don't want that. Just a couple good sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. I'll show you what I'm doing. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle of some parsley. Even though, like I said, it's already in there. And then some garlic. And because the fan, it's blowing everywhere. But that's alright. My house will smell like garlic. And that's something my... Oof. Now I just got garlic on myself, though. Now we're going to pause for the cause. No, we're going to pause and we're going to get a can of water and see how much I have. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Okay, so I still did not put my water in yet, but I'm going to put 1 can from the tomatoes of water in, and I'm going to stir it up to see if I'm going to need, and obviously I'm probably going to need some more water in here. Oh, you guys, it is looking marvelous with all the colors, the red, the green, the white, the smell of the boudin, the smell of the garlic, the smell of the stuffing. And the reason why I'm doing stuffing is because my husband says, we never have stuffing anymore. Well, he doesn't say it like that, but... And it's true. I never do make it. But the celery, the onions, the mushrooms... I think this might be more than what my casserole bowl can handle. And in my casserole, I have my casserole dish right here. I have some butter that I have pats of butter, and I buttered the whole inside so the stuffing doesn't stick to it. And I brought some more water in my little jar here. Don't worry, it is clean. In fact, I washed it last night. It was just sitting there on my counter. Okay, that's plenty of water there. for that because I no longer hear the crunch of the stuffing. So now we're going to make sure that we get this with everything. And you can use whatever meat you choose. I'm just using boudin because my husband has been craving it and driving me insane. When are you going to make some more boudin? Is the way that you normally cook it is you will fry it or bake it in the oven until the skins or the casing is like crisp. And I like just adding it to things like this, like stuffing, and just making it into just one gigantic casserole. And then this will be enough that it will last us for a couple of days, and that just makes my meals stretch. I don't know. I just have this thing of doing things like that. Alright, this is what it looks like once you stir it all up. You get all the veggies and the meat and the stuffing all stirred up. So now we're going to put this in my casserole dish and try not to get it all over the place. Shove it into the casserole dish. And then once we get it into the oh, for heaven's sakes, casserole dish, there we go. Once we get it in there, we'll put the lid on it and cook it for 1/2 hour. And this is all the way to the top, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen. Your attention, please. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So you have your meat, and you can, like I said, put chicken in here. It probably would be very, very good with chicken. I might even bring some over to my neighbor. I don't know. We'll have to see what it tastes like. Let's get the celery that jumped ship. So this is what it looks like to the top of your casserole dish. I'm going to put my lid on it and stick it in my oven for 30 minutes. And then I will show you what it looks like. Alright, y'all. It just now came out of the oven and I had a weird angle so I couldn't get it the way I wanted, but this is what it looks like after it comes out of the oven. It actually took 45 minutes because I used 2 boxes instead of 1, but you know, we got the carrots, the tomatoes, the mushrooms, the onions, everything, y'all. That is the casserole with the boudin and everything else. And we're going to sit down. We're going to enjoy ourselves a meal. And my husband will get the roommate up from his slumber there. Today's his day off, and I kind of forgot about that, but that's okay. And then we're going to enjoy this meal with all the vegetables and some meat and whatever in it. And remember, be kind to one another. You never know when that's going